The same day repeated for 1,000 years. As Oliver sat on Wu Chen again, Wu Chen stared at Oliver, and she scratched her head in silence as she blushed. Suddenly something tiny poked her, as she sweated, and she blushed as she smelled lilies. Long after, Oliver rested while smiling. Wu Chen said to himself, "He's not called the Desert Island Survivor for nothing. He may look small, but he sure can fight. I almost couldn't handle him myself. Good thing my little brother didn't bail on me." Suddenly the door opened. Ah Huang pointed at them and said, "Ha ha, so you're here. To think I was worried about you." Oliver was startled awake, and she said, "Oh, come on, it's not what you think." Richie Ario said, "You have to do this after defeating an enemy, Ah Huang. That's how it is in the movies." As Ah Huang continued to point at them, Richie Ario looked at Ah Huang, saying, "So, let's do it too." Ah Huang kicked Richie Ario and said, "What are you talking about?" Richie Ario blushed and said, "Not here. Be gentle." As Wu Chen and Oliver sweated, Ah Huang said to Oliver, "By the way, how do you plan on explaining this?" Oliver sweated and said, I. Wu Chen said, all right, little sister. Stop teasing Oliver." Suddenly Ding Yingji came inside and said, "Long time no see, Wu Chen." As Wu Chen was shocked, Ding Yingji walked inside the room. Ah Huang said to herself, "From the Ding family. This guy. Wait a minute, that look she's giving Wu Chen." As Ding Yingji smiled, Ah Huang said to herself, "There's definitely something going on between them." Wu Chen said, "Cousin, you came all this way to find me? Where did you come from?" Ding Yingji said, "I was already in Europe. I knew you were in Italy the day you arrived. Of course, I also know everything you've been up to since then." Wu Chen said, "Spying on me again?" Ding Yingji said, "There's no need to specifically spy on you. Wu Chen, are you underestimating my information network?" As she sat down and crossed her legs. Wu Chen said, Yeah, I know your skills, cousin. So, what's so important that you had to come here in person? First, when you return to the country, take a direct flight. Don't wander around with two little sisters in tow like you did on the way here. Second, from now on, don't connect your phone to the internet." As she opened her bag, Ding Yingji said, "Third, use cash. I know you don't have any, so I brought you some." As she put it on the table, Ah Huang said, "Huh? What's going on now?" Wu Chen said, "Cousin, look what you've done. You've scared the poor girl again." As Oliver, still frozen at the back, Ding Yingji said, "I scared her? Wu Chen, you nearly destroyed the ancient castle of the House of Savoy, which has been passed down for hundreds, almost 1,000 years. Surely you're not unaware of the trouble you've caused." Wu Chen said, "How big of a deal could it be? That fallen dynasty. Don't tell me it's some curse from a king, queen, princess, or prince." Ding Yingji said, "Information broker, it seems your background check was quite substandard this time, Tisk." As Wu Chen was confused, Ding Yingji said, "The House of Savoy has lasted for nearly 1,000 years, and its family members were involved in every industry of their time. In other words, their family did every kind of business. One branch, in order to handle the royal family's dirty work, secretly established an organization of assassins, and its name was Ezio. This organization has lasted for hundreds of years, and even though the Savoy family is gone now, the organization is still very much alive." Wu Chen said, "What are you trying to say?" Ding Yingji said, "I didn't think the poison in your system would affect your brain so much. That ancient castle you blew up was the property of the branch that founded the assassin organization. To be precise, that ancient castle is now a symbol of Ezio. It is a psychological totem for the members of the organization." Wu Chen said, "I get it. The current members of that organization will all be coming after me." Ding Yingji said, "Ezio pretty much disappeared after World War II, but in the last 10 years, some people came out to resume their old business. Behind it all is funding from America. The Europeans, especially that old hag, are actually quite annoyed with this organization." Wu Chen said, "No wonder the Italian police and firefighters seem to turn a blind eye to such a large-scale incident." "So that's how it is." Ding Yingxi said, "The European Intelligence Agency is keeping an eye on things here, so those guys might be a bit hesitant, but if you leave Europe." As Wu Chen was shocked and confused, Ding Yingji leaned forward and showed a calling card saying, "As for the rest of the information, if you want to know, come find me at this hotel tomorrow night. Remember to get some good rest." Ah Huang, in frustration, said to herself, "Those two, there's definitely something going on between them." Oliver said, "Wu Chen, do you really have to go?" As Wu Chen smiled, Ding Yingji also smiled. Wu Chen smiled back at Ding Yingji. Wu Chen said to Oliver, "Don't worry, I'm just going to get some information. It'll be fine. As soon as I get the info, I'll be right back to you." Wu Chen took the card from Ding Yingji, and he said, "Cousin, tomorrow night, don't be late." Ding Yingji walked away saying, "Okay, it's a date." The next day, Wu Chen used the card to open the door. Wu Chen said, It won't open? What's going on?" As Wu Chen looked at the door, suddenly a letter came out from underneath, and it said, "To access it, refer to our first encounter." Wu Chen said, "Hey, women." A few moments later, as Wu Chen jumped inside from the balcony, Ding Yingji took a sip of her toilet water. Wu Chen said, "It seems like my dear cousin still fondly remembers the time when we first met." Ding Yingji said, "You're still so confident. In that case, why don't you take a guess?" Wu Chen came close and said, "Guess what? Guess the intel you want to give me. If I could guess it, why would—" As Ding Yingji blushed, and she looked at Wu Chen. Wu Chen said, "Ha ha ha, it's the same game as the note under the door." As she said before, "You said you would teach me a lesson, and the plane is leaving in 5 hours. I'm still not convinced. Come on, show me what you've got." Wu Chen said, "But it wasn't our first meeting, but a reenactment of the time when we parted." Ding Yingji showed a little of her cleavage and said, "Since you understand, then getting the intel will depend on your ability." Wu Chen pushed her and said, "Huh." As Ding Yingji's skin glowed white, Ding Yingji suddenly sweated. As Wu Chen saw her treasure, Ding Yingji suddenly salivated as she grabbed the back of Wu Chen, and she said, as his gaze looked above the ceiling, and she continued to say, "Oh." Wu Chen said, "Now it's your turn, cousin. I want information." Ding Yingji said, "Actually, Ezio was the name that the organization used from its ancient founding up until its decline after World War II. It now goes by a more familiar name, which I'm sure you've heard of." The promoter, Wu Chen, said, "So that's it. No wonder. Now it all makes sense." "Then what?" Ding Yingji said. "Humph, you still haven't figured out the rules of the game?" Wu Chen said, Okay. As Wu Chen became rough, Ding Yingji said to herself, "A sneak attack while we're talking?" Wu Chen smirked. As Ding Yingji continued to sweat and said, "Han, Huan." Wu Chen exhaled and sweated. As Ding Yingji continued to sweat and exhausted, saying, "Ahun, Wu Chen, no." Wu Chen just smiled, and he said, "We're in class now, so no more talking." As Ding Yingji sweated and smelled flowers in the air. A few seconds later, Ding Yingji said, "The one known as Lord E and that old woman Ezio are aunt and nephew. They're actually a branch of the Savoy family. The main line was driven out by that old woman's scheming. But rumor has it that when they left, they took a key to a Swiss bank, which seemed to unlock something very important." Wu Chen said to himself, "Just as I expected, there's no doubt about it. Oliver's mother is the true heir of the family." Ding Yingji said, "And it seems the direct bloodline ended up stranded on some deserted island." Wu Chen said to himself, "No wonder that old woman wanted Oliver's body. This secret was hidden very deeply, so even my cousin's intel didn't uncover it. That's why Mom kept insisting that Oliver and I have children. This was the reason. But this identity is still too heavy a burden for Oliver. He'll have to wait for the right moment to tell her." Ding Yingji was shocked and said, "Wu Chen, what's wrong with you?" Wu Chen shook his head, and he said, "Oh, right, there is something. Huang found a bounty on me on the dark web, cousin. I'm being targeted. I can't move freely here. Take this key and go to the Swiss bank, cousin. I need you to uncover its secret for me. It's the secret of the House of Savoy." Ding Yingji, shocked, said, "Wu Chen, how did you get this? Is this really the key from their family's legend?" Wu Chen said, "Just give it a try and you'll see. Are you interested, but you're just handing it over to me like this? Do you trust me? We were enemies before. I can feel that since last time, you haven't been with any other men. Now, apart from me, you can't accept anyone else, cousin. In other words, you're now my woman." Ding Yingji said, "You?" And she said to herself, "Darn it, I've been played." Wu Chen said, "All right, class is starting again. No more daydreaming," as she tried to scream, but nothing came out of her mouth. Thank you so much for watching. That's all for now. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to help me grow my channel. Your support means the world to me. Don't forget to leave a comment below. I love hearing from you. Let's keep the conversation going and get those analytics buzzing. Until next time, take care.